Jiggy Jaguar, the 2008 Community Access Television Rookie of the Year, and the Jiggy Jaguar Radio Show on the network at jiggyjaguar.com.
Welcome back to the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, coast to coast and border to border. All over the World Wide Web and on 50-plus stations across the U.S. and Canada. And joining us today on the Starcom Television Network, I am slowly but surely trying to get this all figured out. But I've got somebody who can help us figure it out. We're talking to the great Janice Bayless. She's going to be on with us here in a few moments. Talking about a cool book that she's got out there. Dream Dynamics and Decoding. Personal, practical, powerful messages. She'll be with us here in a few moments. If you want to get a hold of us on the World Wide Web, you can do that at jiggyjaguar.com. Janice, how are you?
Doing well.
Let's talk a little bit. Let's talk about your book here, Dream Dynamics and Decoding. Personal, practical, powerful messages. How did an elementary grade teacher become so interested in dreams?
Well, I was living in Burbank and teaching in Castaic, which is 30 miles, and the first grade teacher had 35-mile drive. We did it because the classes were small. But one morning when I was going to pick her up to carpool, she called me at 6 o'clock and asked me to pass by our regular meeting place and meet her around the corner. So I said, fine. And I put my 3 young sons in the back seat and drove by our regular meeting place around the corner. And while her name was Mabel, while Mabel was getting into my car, we heard a loud crash. And when we drove back by where we would have been meeting, an airplane had crashed upside down. And I said, Mabel, how did you know? She said, I dreamed it last night. That did get me interested in dreams.
It is Janice Bayless with us today here on the program. You can get more information online. She's got this incredible book. It is available at Amazon, Dream Dynamics and Decoding. What have you found about how dream mind tricks? There's the world of dreaming. What have you found about how dream mind thinks? Tell us about this.
Well, when they do brain scans of people who are dreaming, they can tell when they're dreaming when they get the rapid eye movement. The associative areas of the brain become highly activity, and it's a proven thing that most of what dreams do is associative thinking. That means it's connecting two dissimilar things on the basis of just one similarity. It only takes one similarity. It's a pretty simple and basic way of thinking. If I take my car keys out of my purse, my dog runs to the door and wags his tail. He associates my car keys with maybe I get a ride. That's the kind of thinking that the dream mind does, mostly.
We've got Janice Bayless with us today here on the program. Janice Bayless has a great book. It's called Dream Dynamics and Decoding. Personal, practical, powerful messages. Are dreams practical?
Oh, yes. They come to help the dreamer, the person, in whatever way they most need it at the time. It can be a financial help, health, and interpersonal relationships, something about your job, but they are there to help the dreamer.
Pretty cool stuff. We've got a great guest with us today. Janice Bayless joins us. She has a great book. It's called Dream Dynamics and Decoding. Are dreams creative?
Well, my best favorite answer for that is when Elias Howe had been working to design a sewing machine for 3 years, hadn't quite gotten it done. He had a dream that he was captured by some natives, and that they were angry with him because he hadn't finished his machine. So they were poking him along, going to take him to get boiled. And just before he woke, before they got him to the pot, he noticed that each of their spears had a hole in the pointed end. And when he thought about it, immediately he realized, that's what I need for my sewing machine. The opening, the hole has to be in the pointed end. And it worked. That's just one example.
Well, give us a little bit more. I'd love to hear some more examples here.
Insulin. Dr. Banting, his mother, came down with diabetes, and he dreamed to take a dog, get the dog's pancreas, and tie it up, and take out the, what do they call it? Anyway, take out the fluid from that dog's pancreas, and he found that he injected that into his mother, and it brought down her diabetes. That's how insulin was discovered. He dreamed it.
We've got Janice Bayless joining us today here on the program. You can get more information online. She's got a powerful, powerful book. It's called Dream Dynamics and Decoding Personal, Practical, Powerful Messages. What are some special kinds of dream expression?
Well, most of the time I tell people that dreams are associative thinking. But there are some pretty tricky ways that works. And in the figures of speech, there's a thing called personification. So Joseph of the Bible's brother were all pictured in the dream as being sheaves of wheat, and they stood in front of him and bowed down to him, as if a wheat sheaf could do that. But it was personification, and that's a pretty famous Bible dream. And another Bible dream with a figure of speech is called a synecdoche. That means that a part stands for the whole. Sometimes people say, that's a nice set of wheels, meaning a nice car. So in the Bible, the Pharaoh dreamed that he crossed the Nile, which was a part for whole for Egypt. So he was in Egypt, and some nice lean cattle and corn, that's part for whole for all of the food supply of Egypt. And then they were followed by some well-fed, plush cattle and corn, and the plush ones ate up the lean ones. So with Joseph's help in interpreting that dream, he realized that he'd better save up a bunch of food because they were going to have 7 years of famine followed by but they had to get through those 7 years of famine without starving. So Pharaoh saved up some food for the famine years. It's called a synecdoche. Dreams do that, but it's rather elaborate kind of association.
It's Janice Bayless with us today here on the program. You can get more information on Amazon. Dream Dynamics and Decoding is available right now. What's your main message?
Don't tell your children, forget it, it was just a dream, because nature set up the system where the subconscious mind, which is more powerful sometimes than the regular brain, so it can send us messages about what it knows. by way of a dream. So I want people to know that dreams are thinking. They're not just a bunch of junk. The dream mind is thinking. It just happens that it thinks associatively. But that's not hard to learn. So I want people to do that. And I advise them to keep a dream journal and then read back over that every couple of months to see if you find some trends. Because if you don't get the dream message the first time, it'll send you another dream with the same message until you get it.
Janice Bayless with us today here on the program. Janice, I appreciate you making it possible to be on today. I really enjoyed chatting with you. You're doing some amazing stuff over there with dreams and all sorts of different other things. Janice, do you have a website or anything that we can...
right at the moment, my website is down. I don't have a website at the moment. But if people find my Amazon page, the book is on there and some reviews and enough. Besides, that's the best place to get it.
Well, the book is available on Amazon right now. It is Janice Bayless. She has been our guest today, and it's an incredible book. Janice, you do some incredible stuff with dreams. Before we let you go, do you have anything planned as a follow-up or anything to this really cool book you've got out here?
I'm 85 years old. I'm kind of cutting back. I'm trying to promote the book that I have, but I'm not really